There are so many people who manage to change their life dramatically within one lifetime. From having nothing and then becoming a millionaire or even a billionaire. From not being able to live the life they want to actually fulfilling their dreams. And in today's video, I want to give you a specific plan on how you create your vision and act upon your vision starting from today. Because it's really not a destiny, even within one family, people, get different results. So it's not about the life, it's not about where you are born, it's not about how you grew up. It's not only this, people are so different, and most of the things in your life you can control, and only you. For example, in my case, the idea of starting my own business came from me, in the way that it's not a part of my family. I was born in a Soviet family. My parents had no experience of having a business, and they grew up in the Soviet time, in the atmosphere where you have a planned economy and there is no space for any creativity of any kind of, becoming rich or something like that. So they worked their life for somebody else, for the government, for the state, for an organization. Like my father is a scientist, mathematician, and my mom, she had been teaching mathematics for many years, for her whole life basically, and she's still giving some lessons from time to time, even now, and this idea of starting my own business came to me later on. I went to the States to study for 1 year, and there I saw a completely different world, different possibilities. So I came to this idea that I want to work in business, be it, I didn't think about having my own business at that time, but still I wanted to work in business, not in education or science, which is like typical for my family. So when I came back to Russia, I decided that I want to study hotel business. And the reason actually why, because my host mom in the States, she worked in the hotel as an event manager. And I was so fascinated by her work, she took me to her work and showed me the place. So I thought that's a beautiful kind of life and a beautiful kind of work. Anyway, of course you get influence from your family, but the decisions you make on your own. And then in Russia, there was no possibility to study proper business education at that time. So this is not what I started to do. But later on, I also got a degree in economics, and never regret. I went to school twice. Anyway, my point is here that you can be born in different kind of conditions. Like in my case, in the Soviet time, there was no idea of having a business or something like that. But later on, you get to know the world from different kind of resources. It can be online, it can be that you travel somewhere, like in my case, I went to the States. You can do something that you get the impression or the idea that you can do something on your own. And in my case, I wanted to be dependent, to be free, and this is how I came to having my own business. And by the way, this channel actually is for people who look for freedom, who, want to be independent and enjoy their life to the fullest and travel the world and probably start their own business, because this gives you the opportunity, to be more flexible with your time, also you can scale, you can increase your income this way. So consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell so that we can meet each other next week as well. And also give this video a like. It's the best way to support this channel and give the YouTube algorithm the hint that this is something valuable. So it will show it to more people who can also benefit from it. And now I come to the point, I give you the specific plan of how you create your vision, how you actually act upon your vision. So make sure you watch this video till the end. You remove everything that distracts you from watching this video, because it can be life-changing for you. It's important. So let's dive into it. The first important thing that you need to decide for yourself, because your decision will change your life, is what is that thing that you want to change in your life? And you have to be very specific. Yeah? It can be anything. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to start a family. Maybe you want to start a business. Be very specific about what you want to change or what you want to get. And it's very often that if you want to change something, then you want to also get something. It's basically the same thing. But I want to shift your, the point of view here to the fact that you're going to change something in your life. Because if you are not happy, completely happy now, it means something needs to be changed. And you are the only person who can do it, who can even figure out what to do, what to change. So what is that you want to change that can make you happy? The second point here is why. Why must you achieve what you want to achieve? Why must you do what you need to do? How will it change your life? And in case if you want, for example, to start a business, then, and by the way, if you want to start a business, check out my free training on starting a dream business. The link is in the description below, just a half-an-hour training, but it will give you an exact, particular clue of what to start with your business. So in case you decide that you want to start a business, this is what you want to get or change in your life. And how will it change your life? Why must you start a business? Well, maybe you want to increase your income. Or maybe you want to start a business that will be recession-proof and also pandemic-proof, so that you can also work from home and no situation will influence it to the fact that you can lose everything or something. Make sure you can provide for your family, that you can enjoy life, you can do what you want, you can travel the world, be independent, financially free and so on. That's why you want to start a business. But you have to be very specific why you need it. Because if each point is very important to figure out what is that you need to change it. Why? Because if I want to do this, but you don't really know deep inside why, or you don't really formulate that, you don't really say it to yourself, then you don't really do it. Then you cannot go to further steps. There are 5 of them, and each of them equally is important. And the next thing is that you need to figure out what kept you from changing this in your life in the past. You probably wanted to do it before, but what kept you from changing? And very often it's some limiting beliefs. So what kept you from changing? What's that in your head, in your mind, that that you didn't do it before? And in case it's your business, then very common limiting belief can be that you have nothing to give to the world. You have nothing to share. Nobody's going to listen to you. Or you are not a technical person if when you start a business you have to learn different programs and stuff. Or a very common, I can't sell. So you should be very specific about your limiting beliefs, because you're going to work with all of them. And when you have your limiting beliefs, when you specify them, then you can go to the next point. The next step here is that what needs to be changed? What is that blocks you from doing what you want? For example, you already know what you want, you know why you want it, and you also know what keeps you from it, but then you need to know what you need to do, And very often you need to work with your limiting beliefs, and then you need to work it, from one to another. Each of them you have to work with. For example, if you want to start your business and you have this limiting belief that nobody's going to buy from you, nobody is going to listen to you, the fact is that actually people want to get information and want to get experience and want to get solutions from people who had been going through some particular experience. So for example, if somebody wants to learn about how to go through a divorce, they want to hear not from successful people who have a family and are happily married, No, they want to hear from people who are miserable now because they're in the same situation, they have trouble, they're upset, they're depressed, and there are so many things they have to go through, And they have learned, they went this path. and they've learned what to do, how to go through this path without having so much pain, you know. They can give you a solution, and people want to hear from people who had this experience. So no matter what kind of knowledge you have, skills, experience, be it negative or positive, people will want to hear from you. And that's why they will listen to you and not somebody who is happily married. People want specific knowledge. Any kind of knowledge. Almost everything you can find online, because people are looking for those solutions. And we are all different, we all have different experience, and that's why we all have something to share. Yeah, you have to work with these limiting beliefs of yours. Or you cannot lose weight. Yeah, you have a limiting belief, you cannot lose it. Then you have to work with each of these limiting beliefs. That actually people lose weight when in different conditions, and there are so many people who have this experience. Yeah, and I will never talk about losing weight to people because I wasn't really having this problem ever. And people want to listen to those who had some problem, and you have to figure out what is that experience that you have, that you are the only unique, you know, holder of this experience. And only you can provide this unique solution. Even if it's not very unique, but there's something in you, something special in you that people will want to hear from you. But anyway, I have a lot of videos on building your personal brand and building your business. You can check those videos after you watch this video till the end. Just, you know, explore my channel, make sure you subscribe, because there is so much you can learn here. But the main point is that you need to work with all your beliefs. You can't sell, you say? Well, it's not about selling. It's about giving solutions to people who desperately need your help. And you just share. And those who need it, they want to buy it from you, you know? It's not about selling. Also, if you think, for example, that starting a business, you have to learn a lot of technical things. You know, I have my online course on building your business on Instagram. And there I had to use an online platform for building this course. And of course I had to learn it, but it wasn't that difficult, and I'm not a technical person at all. I don't like all these apps and, you know, all these modern things. It's really difficult for me. It's something I have to work on. But even for me, it was okay to learn it. You know? If I can do it, you can do it too, when it comes to technical things. You know? But I've built my course and I'm selling it, you know, so no problem, you can do it. It's not that difficult. And modern platforms, they really give you, they basically do everything for you. You don't need to do that much. They're very flexible, the platforms and stuff. You can choose from different ones. You can also, I can advise you on what to do and how to, you know, build your course if you want. And by the way, check out my course. It is linked in the description below on how you can build your business on Instagram. And there, within 30 days, you can actually build your business on Instagram. If you go through this course, the price is very reasonable. I will guide you through this course, and yeah, I will be happy to see you in my class. And the fifth, very important point, all of them are important because you cannot get here without going through all of it, is actually taking baby steps towards your vision, yeah? Today. I mean, today. You have some problem you want to change, and you know why, you know what limits you from doing it, you know what to do to change those limiting beliefs. And then you need to take steps. And I mean today. You know, it's not about watching YouTube videos, it's about changing your life for the better. Yeah? And if you don't start today, the possibility that you start tomorrow is not very high. So that's why it's very important when you learn something that you actually apply immediately. Take a baby step today. Yeah? And in case you want to start your business, what kind of baby steps you can take today? Yeah? As I mentioned before, you can check out my free training on building your dream business. The video is down there linked, half an hour, yeah? And it's already a baby step towards your goal, if this is your goal. Yeah? Or you can check out my online course on building your business on Instagram. It is also linked below. Go for this program. It's just an example of baby steps, and no matter what kind of vision you have in life, take a baby step today. But before this, you will never, you know, do it if you don't work through all the other things. And it's not so much, it's only 5, but it's all your decision. Yeah? I hope it was useful for you, because this is really the key how you can become successful in anything you want. So let me know in the comments if this was useful for you. Make sure you subscribe so we meet next week. And meanwhile, watch another video of mine, which can be useful for you, this one here. So I will see you in that video.